So if I remember correctly, we gotta find Tails? Or is it Amy?
I think we have to
Or
find
is it Knuckles?
vault keys within Tails and Amy and Knuckles. They ate them.
Excise them from your friends.
And we're back on Split into Two Parts Island.
Is this that one? No, this is... Maybe it is. I don't know.
Maybe it is.
The previous one we were on was the one with the towers. That was the top half of the first island.
So I was just saying to Liam right before we recorded, and how someone made a comment saying, like, there's an egg note that I'm pretty sure we already listened to, where Robotnik says straight up, there's only 3 islands and blah, blah, blah. And at the time of the recording of that bit of dialogue, there was 3 islands only. And then I guess it was just split to extend the life of the game. I'm not sure if you needed to, but I mean, the decision was made.
You definitely get the sense that there were some hard choices made in the... Whoa!
Why put it at an angle at all?
Definitely get the sense that there were some hard choices made in the last leg of this game's development out of necessity.
Months, yeah.
So let's do it. Let's finish the story. Let's get this show on the road so we can get this show off the road.
I am very excited, like legit excited from a couple different angles for the final boss.
Yeah, I'm excited because I mean, always fun to see the finale of a game, but people have been warning us for a little while that
and
the
not
final
negatively,
boss.
not positively.
Yeah.
Oh, is this another new thing?
No, we've seen this before. Never
yes.
so many
okay.
though.
All right, that's fair. So yeah, because I'm expecting something. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, the final boss is like lame. I don't get that impression from people. Like, it's just like boring or it's nothing.
Or maybe it's another pinball level.
Oh, that'd be nice.
That'd be sick.
Or another free fall level that has a strict time limit.
What am I messing up here? Okay. All right.
You just need to be precise as fuck.
Do it better. Okay. Well, I did it better, so.
You did do it better.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see as well. Honestly.
We have to do one more fishing. You know this, right?
Yeah. We have to do an extended 2-hour-long fishing session.
Yeah. Bassmaster.
I wish. I do like how simple the fishing is in this game, but I would be interested to see what their version of an in-depth
final fishing.
Sega Bassmaster Sonic game would look like.
Get the real controller from the Dreamcast.
God, yes. Call up your Uncle Derek and just get him to ship one over.
He's like, I already sent one to you.
Oh, good, okay.
Do I have an Uncle Derek?
No, well,
Yeah,
yes, but follow-up question, do you have one of the Dreamcast fishing controllers here?
I want to say at one time in my life, I did own I don't know if there's a Dreamcast one, but I have this weird memory of like...
A fishing controller.
I might have just used it at like at a Game Buzz or something.
Sure.
It could have just been that. But I had held one, so that counts for something. That counts for something. I'd like to think.
He has felt the touch.
Yes.
What was? Did I miss?
It'd be cool if the bears from Elden Ring were in here.
If they just showed up right now. That'd be great. Get my ass handed to me.
I always got very scared wandering through that one forest in not Linwood. that's California. Limgrave. Where I was just like, oh no, this is where the bears are. Be very quiet.
I mean, it's amazing. The bears are tremendous. Okay, so I went the wrong way entirely. Let me head the right way entirely. No, those bears were amazing. What fun enemies. And the fact that they could reveal themselves from within other foes at other places on the map. Constant excitement, constant fear.
Screw Max up because it didn't happen at first.
Oh, really?
Well, no, it happened, but he didn't know that's what had happened. He thought the bear just had appeared.
Oh, he didn't catch that it was like
it was
a
like
trick.
an enemy,
Yeah. Let me just get this pink heart
From
up
software
here.
tricks and lies to you.
But that's why we love them.
Yes.
It's the tricks and lies.
How many tricks and lies were there in Shadow Tower Abyss? Many.
Many tricks and lies.
Our first pop-off was when that enemy got up.
He tricked and lied to us.
Both things.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
This way. Which is kind of the right way, but also we're going to need hearts to talk to our friend once we get to that point.
And
another one of these Tetris ones. Nice.
It is hearts for Sage, yeah? Something?
Yes, it is
It's
hearts,
actual love. Unlike Knuckles.
This one, and then the blue one. No, Knuckles is war.
Yeah.
War emblems.
Like, war is my currency. Knuckles would have a PMC.
Yes. Oh my god, absolutely.
It's like the Knuckles Brigade.
Aching
I don't know.
Echidna.
I'd probably think of a better name.
Yeah.
The Echidna entities? I don't know. It's bad. It's bad. It's not.
I don't know, but I love imagining the filmed in LA TV commercial for them that Hideo Kojima directs.
Yeah. Just insert that somewhere awkwardly in the middle of MGS4.
Those were the best at the beginning of MGS4. That sequence.
Like a lot of Kojima ideas at the time, I didn't like it. I was like, this is stupid. And then, like, several years later, I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's...
like all of MGS2.
I was fairly young at the time, so seeing it for the first time, I wasn't really sure what I was seeing. But definitely on repeat playthroughs, understanding a little bit better, I thought it was a really cool idea.
I have a very distinct memory of just sitting there watching Snake smoke
in the installation
things, and it's so archaic to think about nowadays, but at the time I remember not being being fine with it.
Yeah, you just walk away for a little while. They had a nice little timer on the screen.
I had hoped to keep out external variables as well. You were not meant to come here.
Yeah, it just wants to keep Daddy safe.
I understand now why you locked my friends in the cyber cages.
Mine prisons. Say it right.
Going to leave the Titans alone either. It's too late for an I'm sorry.
It's tricky because this definitely comes off, unless I'm forgetting something, as one of those like, why didn't you just talk to each other kind of plots. And more specifically, why didn't she just talk to him? I guess she didn't trust him. I guess.
I can't begrudge that to any specific game because so many do it. It's not even games. Like, so many narratives do it.
It's a very...
do that, so I can't say that they're wrong here, but it's still like, yeah.
It's a little whatever.
I can imagine her not being trusting is a fine enough reason, but Sonic could talk more.
Especially, yeah. Well, Sonic did engage, though. He was always like, yeah, let's be friends. Yeah, I gotta... Anyway.
He did.
Anyway. It's fine. It's a story for children, and in that regard, A+. Not as good as Sonic Force's story for children. No,
I was really mad when they were like, "Oh, Sonic's fine" in the prison at the start.
Yeah.
No.
I wish there was a little more with the prison, but hey. So MGS4 installation screens, perfect time to talk about them. You know they're gone now. If you update MGS4 to version 2.0 or whatever the last patch was that added trophies and shit, the install screens are gone. There's only one install at the beginning. On PS3, yeah.
Okay.
Basically, at the time MGS4 shipped.
There it is.
Wow, I got the old one. Transfer this to my Animal Crossing save, please.
Wow, look at that number is rough up there.
Yeah, I know, right?
In on the 48.
It was all a little gritty. But if I remember right, I might be getting the numbers wrong, but when MGS4 shipped in 2008, I think, you were only allowed to install, I think, up to 5 gigabytes on the PlayStation 3's internal hard drive, given that they maxed out at 80 at the time, and you didn't get all 80 gigs. But Sony later changed that so you could install any amount needed. And so, yeah, when they did the 2.0 version of MGS4, which actually tweaks a lot of things and adds trophies, and it changes the installation. So there's one install at the beginning, and I think it's over 10 gigabytes, the total install size.
That's crazy to think about.
I know, and they're just gone.
Yeah.
That incredible little... unforgettable piece of history.
How a patch could be 60 gigs nowadays, like on certain games.
Right. But I definitely get what you mean.
That was going to kill Sonic when he was coming.
It's going to go right into his eyeball.
At least big.
Yeah.
It's like a large.
Like the rabbit.
I like how realistic these animals are rendered compared to them.
I think it looks good. I think it's good.
I've never been a fan of. I think you might be the opposite, or you might be somewhere else. I don't know on this like sort of
on the
debate.
spectrum. I love his face in the middle of the tire. That's so charming. Big. That's worth as much as the Koala can.
The melding of like realistic art style on humans and stuff like Sonic 2006. Like I prefer it in Sonic Unleashed where they're more cartoony.
Yeah, so I'm on the opposite end. I prefer the realism. I will totally acknowledge and accept that 2006's execution is mixed. Like in the CG cutscenes, the princess looks amazing.
She does.
That's my platonic ideal of Sonic and humans, is that sort of look.
Okay. But the NPCs look different compared to her. Ooh, that's
They look rough.
their proportions are even more. She's like skirting on anime, but they're not.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, I'm not looking at screenshots right now, but I just remember them not.
You usually
being,
are. You're usually looking at screenshots
just on my phone, all my Sonic 06 folder. But I if they all looked as good as that, I think that'd be my preference. And I think that, from my memory, Sonic Adventure is like the ideal of that, where the humans all look pretty good for the standards of the time, and they're like a little. They're not. I find I don't like Unleashed's like sort of Pixar looking ones.
Okay, I thinking about how they look in my head right now. I think they are. Whoa!
Nice.
I think they are too cartoony in a way.
Unleashed?
Like Unleashed, I will like. I think you need to dial it back a little bit, but I still prefer a more cartoony approach, but maybe not that cartoony. Like of the two, I side more on Unleashed, but I will recognize, since we're being all diplomatic here, that it could be a bit dialed back.
Yeah, and frankly, like
Gurami.
I'm not gonna tell you that like the Pixar looking guys in Unleashed look bad or anything. Like they look fine. Just really not my preference.
It's almost honestly. Like Sonic looks too realistic compared to them.
I also find, and this probably impacts it a little bit, I like the world in Adventure a lot. Like that it's a city, and you got Station Square and you got all the little areas attached to it, right?
Well, now I'm trying to remember what they look like specifically in Adventure 1. I think they're like a bit more cartoony, but
in my mind, they were always kind of targeting sort of what anime humans looked like at the time in that sort of era of anime. So their heads are a little bigger, but they've still got relatively realistic. Wow, put that in my Animal
still
Crossing.
48.
Still only 48 though. Man, there's a lot of fish.
That creature's probably in like huge pain, just being made out of gold. It's horrible.
It was a lot of paint to get that done. Let me tell you.
There should have been a Sonic X anime game.
Would have been fun.
Like based on the show.
Would have been
wow,
nice.
what a neat frog.
This is very poisonous.
Sonic
Do not lick.
Care.
Yeah.
It's like, I really want to lick though.
Anyway, so I like in Adventure, I like that the world felt mostly contiguous. There's elements where it's like, okay, like the big icy mountain, that's really just right next to here, right? Like that's a little out there, but whatever, it's believable. I didn't like it, and I might be misremembering, but Sonic Unleashed felt like going to Epcot to me, walking around the lake and walking through all the countries,
I get you. Yeah. That's valid.
It didn't feel like as much as a believable world, and I found that was something that 06 did well, where the hub world, even though it's jank as shit, it's like it's a city and it's attached to other. I found that a little more cromulent, but
I think it's a delicate balancing act, and
I think so.
And Sonic 2006 is Unleashed is a bit more like over the top in fantasy, but they're the same planet. No, they're not.
Try not to think about it too hard.
Where they go and Unleashed is a different planet. He crash lands on it when he's in the werehog.
He's maybe I remember that CG cutscene's amazing, but I don't really remember the details of what happens except Eggman pointing.
Yeah.
That cutscene still looks tremendous.
Place. It's a different place.
It's a different place. Okay. Maybe it's 400 meters that way.
Because the storybook series makes it very clear it doesn't really matter. It's we're just in this weird thing.
I think ultimately,
don't worry about it.
I think ultimately it doesn't really matter. Like it's like trying to piece together Hyrule from all the different games, or trying to piece together all like Mario World from all the different games. It's like stop thinking about it. Like you're.
Yeah, I think it's only a really galaxy that's like really like you don't need to think about it because we're out in space. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Versus Mario Odyssey, which I don't even. Did that take place on Mushroom Kingdom? I don't know. I don't remember. It didn't matter.
It took place in I think Princess Peach's place is in the Mushroom Kingdom, but it is also a weird floating island in this game instead of like in 64 where it's like contiguously attached to.
Yeah.
But where's the racetrack at then?
Exactly.
So try not to think about it is my my thoughts on that. Probably the same for Sonic
You
as
could
well.
attach that sentence on pretty much every franchise after a certain point.
Yeah,
You don't have to think about it.
Definitely. Unless they make like a great effort. Like, I'm not a big Ys guy, but I think Ys is one of the ones that's made an effort to be like, this is an island that Adol sailed to. This is but I think that's pretty few, and those series are pretty few and far between.
Damn. Okay.
Got my teleportation now.
So we were
And I
told
know how to
we can-
use it.
We were told we can buy almost everything we need for story progression
Yeah.
through fishing if we get enough points.
Oh,
and
yeah.
spend it. That's cool.
I wish you would pop it now.
Boom.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can buy the gears, at least, which are the things that let you unlock the levels.
Yeah.
Or, like, access to the levels. We've been fishing for a while, so maybe I should.
Let's take a look. Oh, we still had, if we're gonna finish up things, we still had, I think one Eggman note we maybe not have looked at.
Possible.
I think.
Here's our Monster Hunter shit, by the way.
Yep. It feels weird looking at Sonic do this.
Ah, no. Damn. I don't play Monster Hunter, so I got the... You listen to the song, and you have to time it, the button press to a specific
I
part.
thought it was more like No More Heroes 2.
Yeah, no, it's a timing game. There we go, nice.
It's so tasty.
But yeah, I'm not a big Monster Hunter guy, so whatever. Second try is pretty good.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, let's look at that gallery thing too after. I forget which ones were the most expensive to use our gold tickets on. But I guess I got no choices at this point. Just got to spend the gold tickets. So let's Portal Gear, Chaos.
Put it all in chaos. Look at
sold
go.
out! Sold out!
Who says there's no more heroes? Damn, that number's going down so slowly.
We're gonna have maxed out attack for the last boss.
Yeah, well, we are on hard mode now, so.
Oh shit, did I change the hard mode?
You did.
I forgot.
We ended, I made sure to edit the last video where you're like, oh, so now since we're not on baby mode anymore.
Yeah.
So. Holy shit.
Just mix it up a little bit.
Yeah. Get a smattering of other things. Go back to Portal Gears. Oh, they're all sold out.
They're all sold out, yeah. Am I still buying stuff? Or have I,
don't
already
know.
I think I
Doesn't
probably
matter
I think I
when-
probably wasn't ever since they were like grayed out,
Yeah.
but hey.
Voice logs. Is there anything that we missed? Would have new, right?
I actually
there you go.
okay, phew, thankfully.
So it's no surprise Tails is too.
Young Prower.
It's a pity. Young Prower has a keen mind.
Man, has anyone ever said Prower in the series? I don't know.
No, but I can imagine Eggman using someone's last name.
Yeah, I could buy it. Station Square.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got some references. Reference game real strong.
Yeah.
Would you like to try?
I think we might have done it.
Does
Probably
it
more stuff.
Does it leave question marks for empty slots? No, okay, they just
Well,
don't
no,
appear.
good. You got most of everything.
I gotta say, there's a lot more fish than I expected. Like, kudos to whatever group in the team worked on the fishing minigame, because it feels well-rounded, and there's a lot of rewards, and there's a lot to do, and good place to put the barbecue minigame, although I do wish you could actually barbecue the fish, and not just a Monster Hunter meat.
Random hunk of meat.
Wait, did I get a reward for the barbecue minigame when I did it right? Did I actually get it?
It said tasty. I think you got some tickets.
Oh, did I? Okay, maybe I did.
Oh, now we have to sit through 4
Yeah,
minutes.
cash out, baby. Oh my god. You should really
Is it
just
canon
cheat
on
through
other
every area.
islands, or no, it's canon all on this island. Okay.
Just cheat through every area.
It's a handy feature.
Yeah, right? Okay, well, let's start with the blue one that's literally right here.
There, yeah.
Can I do it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, thank God.
Believe in yourself, Sonic.
If this was Sonic Adventure 1, I would have flown 20 miles into the sky after doing that. Oh no, I can't do this one. Okay, no, let's
You can do it.
let's engage with the level design a little bit, shall we?
You have to trust.
You have to have faith.
Even if that trust has been betrayed in this game, in a few specific instances, you still have to trust.
Still gotta put my life on the line for it. Nice.
Blue Chaos Emerald is my favorite. It's very pretty.
Tastes great as well.
Yeah.
Sonic just sucking on them and like, oh, blueberry.
And he has them all in his rings, like
ring pops?
Yeah,
Jeez.
has them shrunk down. I suppose you can just wish for that.
Oh yeah, once you get them all, you wish for the power to eat them.
Then no one can get them, or Eggman's gonna have a real hard time getting them out of me. Red Pillar.
Okay. I think this one's new. I don't think we've encountered him before.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a recolor of that guy. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think I want to make a little Psy loop. I think I want to actually make a Psy loop.
It looks like it looked like it did, but I don't know.
You can grip him, but I think I don't want to run up him yet because I think I end up running into his collar or whatever.
I think so.
Let me try attacking him.
No,
Because you can clearly attack him.
Yeah.
You can just break stuff. Oh, I think I have to Psy loop around the spiky one when it comes up.
that makes sense too. Nope. Woo. There you go.
Like, something tells me I shouldn't be touching those with my regular attacks. Maybe
Red spikes or something.
maybe it's the fact that I'm an empath, or maybe it's the fact that I've been learning while I play. There we go.
Gotta learn while playing.
Hey, I'm glad that actually went. Hard mode's not so bad.
Not really.
I'm actually just
gear.
gonna double. Yeah, okay, it is on hard.
Yeah.
Just to, because I didn't
Maybe it
didn't
didn't
remember
save.
that at all. Yeah. Oops.
Oh, we made it because I was like, oh, we thought we were towards the end of the game more than we were when we did it.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit ago.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna finish last time too. I didn't realize there was like another real island left. So
Yeah, because everyone kept saying like, oh, the last area is just like a story area, which I didn't really understand what that meant.
just gotta
Yeah,
use
so
fishing
buddy.
to skip it all.
My old friend, random speed pad.
So fun. Such a fun reveal. Okay, you know what? I should be just going towards our objectives because we have so much currency. So that is locked until we do stuff. So let's go all the way across the map and avoid this boss if we can.
That'd be nice.
Ideally, we won't fight this guy. And let's see what
Depends
do we
if
have
it's
in door
fortress
number
or
1.
not.
Nothing. And the only other thing... Oh, it's true. I can do this level. Right. Never mind. I should do the level as well. Let's engage. Engage.
Okay, so last time I became your house slave because I said it was going to be like this.
Oh,
this
yeah,
tile
and it
set,
was,
and it was
chemical plant zone.
I said.
Oh.
Green Hill. It can't be chemical plant again. It can't.
I'm gonna put my money on Angel Island or
No,
the
I don't think
Sanctuary.
that's right.
What's it called? Sky Sanctuary. Yeah.
I was gonna say that too. So let's just keep it at that. I can't risk more. I've already had so much.
Already ruined.
Fucking
Nope. It's
Speedy Highway.
Cyber Highway.
Speedy Highway.
Oh wait, this is Chemical Plant. Fuck me.
Oh my
This
God.
is literally Chemical Plant. What are we talking about?
Fuck off with the chemical plant again.
It was Chemical Plant again. I will say the rendition of Chemical Plant is great. It's gorgeous, but
Music
yeah,
is not an issue in this game.
No.
Well, it rarely is in
Aw,
Sonic.
jeez.
Yeah,
There was a red
fine.
ring to the left that we.
Aw, jeez.
That-
Yeah, we don't even really need the reward for this.
It's true. You're right. Oh,
Just do your best.
you're right. Try
That's
not
all
to,
we-
try not
that's-
to overthink it.
That's all we can expect.
Yeah. Thanks.
Oh.
See over there, there's
Yep.
there you go.
Yep.
Well, that kind of worked out. Let's hope I can get all 4 then. Or all 5 then. I can count. It's my specialty.
I'd feel bad if you did your best and you were like, oh, it's still not enough. No, it's fine. This game literally seems to be all about spreading love to your acquaintances.
Love and war medals.
To get them out of their mind prisons. I saw, speaking of like being trapped in a virtual hell, I saw that the original director / creator of The Grudge, Ju-on, is coming out with a new movie called Immersion, and it's
Never heard of it.
It is teaser trailer just dropped like a day ago of the time of this recording, and it seems to be some type of Japanese ghost spirit, whatever, that is killing people or infiltrating them through VR.
Oh, nice. If you die,
I know you're worried about this with the PlayStation VR.
I mean, of course.
I mean, are you worried?
Sony at CES tonight is set to announce games and
curse.
also their anti-curse measures, so
New
you
curse
don't
is
get
dropping.
so you don't get cursed in the VR again.
And I know when you say like a premise like that, it could sound potentially quite cheesy, but the trailer is done in a pretty spooky way.
Oh yeah, that's
showing
good.
you bits of it and stuff, and you know, you just don't think of stuff like, I don't know, the Lawnmower Man or Virtuosity.
Sure. Well, I think of Stay Alive. Remember that masterpiece of a film? I saw that in high school with my high school class, actually, weirdly enough. Look, we have a skateboard section. I missed a red ring.
You did.
Oh my God.
What the fuck is a skateboard doing here? You said that. I didn't see it at first.
I can't believe I could turn around up a hill. That's
the power of Sonic.
Look, it's fun that you can do that, I guess, but I'm just really surprised that you can.
Yeah. There could be more skateboarding, snowboarding levels.
There could be, yeah. Good job.
So yes, we're worried about ghosts in VR.
As you should be. If you die in the VR, you die in real life, as we all know, so, you know.
And the ghosts know it too.
They love it. It's their hobby, killing in VR.
So I bet you we actually used one of those skateboards before, but we didn't know.
But we forgot or something. It's well possible. Oh no. Should I parry that?
Maybe.
Oh, should I just keep parrying them?
Yeah, maybe it's just a parry group. Just hold the button.
You're right.
Because the others see...
You have to press it again. Oh man, you have to do all of them at once.
Nice. Because they see that their buddies all got their asses parried, so they just lose their battle vigor.
I saw people made mods to dramatically reduce the parry window, among others, among other things, to increase the difficulty.
And you just, oh no.
Oh, I left the one alive, so I guess it's just the one now? Yeah. That's kind of a fun enemy. I like the idea there, especially that you got to do all of them to...
Yeah, there's something there.
That's alright, yeah. It's different, at least. It's a nice little bit of variety. Oh. Ooh, okay.
That also teaches you about the harsh rule, or not, the opposite of a harsh rule.
The gentle rule.
The lax, gentle rule.
The lax guidelines.
Of parrying.
I already did up there, so we'll just move ahead. No, don't want to engage with you.
So we're trying to avoid whatever boss, or that wasn't it. That was just random.
No, that was just a guy, just a little guy.
He didn't get it. They didn't get a
title.
A title card. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why not?
It's gonna take you away from where you're going.
You're right. But if I get a heart, it'll be worth it. Do you know? I have keys. I don't.
You have so many keys.
I don't need to engage.
That's the magic of fishing.
Yeah. So yeah, Matt told me he had read that you could basically skip doing all of a level and just fish through it, and I remembered that we could buy some stuff in fishing, but I didn't realize you could buy that much in fishing. Holy shit.
I think it's like, we had plenty of tickets stocked up already.
We did have a fair bit of stuff, but I'm still surprised. Should I side loop this? I'm still surprised that it's so much. I will say that would be nice for someone who was having difficulty with other areas of the game and they just want to finish it. Yeah, I'll see if we need to come back for that. It's not marked on the map as anything. So.
Yes, maybe it's probably just gonna, reveal a spring.
Yeah, right. Well, maybe it'll be relevant later. Well, here's another one. So maybe there's an order to them or something. I have to do them in later.
The problem is
I don't
that it seems like it powers down. It's not like it stays and glows. So you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I
Well,
should do this.
Maybe there's something to it anyway. Not yet. I gotta do
Not
this
yet.
first.
You gotta wait for that.
Gotta do my my cyber jumping. Whoa, that was fast.
It was quite
Quick.
quick. Whoa!
I
quite.
can't. Well, now I'll remember the timing better. Because yeah, you just. Oh, you can do one jump over both. Okay. I saw this video of someone who managed to get off the platform and just let it go. Not this specific one, but
Amazing.
yeah, he was just standing right off the edge of it, and it was working. I mean, no big deal, but we've got all these upgrade items too. So at some point, I need to. Next time I find an elder Coco, I need to cash out because there's one all the way back
You have a
there,
lot,
but he's all
yeah.
the way back there.
Might as well get that.
Yeah. Let's hit this spring, my reward spring. I found it in the ground.
Oh, please, sir, can I have another bit of spring? No, you've already had all yours.
1 heart. Okay. Now it was. Oh wow! It's on the top. That's fun. That's a fun location.
That's quite far away, though.
It is quite far away, but
Pretty big journey. No, that's taking
nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the
Maybe
starting
just
point
go
is.
right. Oh, can you bullshit it? That would be. No way.
I got a heart. Oh, there's a boss down there. Let's not do
Let's-
that.
yeah.
Oh, up there? No, that's coming
No,
down.
let's do.
Ooh,
Start there.
Yeah, probably the middle. Yeah.
It makes the most sense.
Nice.
Ooh, 2D section. To be fair, this hasn't had much.
No, this area? No, not really.
So
I can tolerate it.
I can tolerate being in 2D.
Well, I mean, again, that desert island
Uh-oh.
went hard on them to a degree that I'm. Oh, I should have boosted there.
What the? That's new.
Okay, so that's a thing for later.
That's.
So
I guess this is the actual story thing.
yeah, maybe that's a. Okay, let me go behind. Oh, it's behind.
Are you sure?
Well, I mean, look on the map, but when I looked at it here, I thought it was at the top.
I
But
thought it was too because it was a white
it's in behind.
Chaos Emerald.
Yeah, no, look, silly us. It's literally behind it.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh well, honest mistake. Yeah, I get what you mean though, because the white does make me think that. But oh, a spring. You know, for once I want the spring.
Yeah.
So.
It'd be great if it wasn't. Yeah, boxes. You didn't know what was coming. Cool. It's doing
Destroy the
something.
castle. Okay, there we go. So now I have to get a time trial. Well, it's nice that it's easy to get up from the back, because from the front, search me, I don't know how to get up there.
Yeah.
Not sure I need to fight these guys, yeah.
Probably not enemies. I don't know. Oh, no, wait, never mind. I trust in the loops.
There we go. Not so bad. Okay, so it should be right in front of me.
Yeah.
Once I grab that. Oh, look, there's Sage, too. Oh, I need 97! Holy shit, really? That many?
Damn.
I gotta fish more.
Preparations are not complete.
Keep
That's a
exploring
lot.
the island for more love.
Yeah. That's a lot, though. So sorry. Right in front of me?
Yeah.
I'm like squinting, but
Maybe straight down.
I don't know. I want to see where this goes. This looks. You can climb up to the down.
Dig up, stupid.
Yeah, so the map seemed to indicate it was sort of just up there and behind, but maybe it's something we need to unlock first, or it could be underground as well. It could be within the
structure.
the pyramid, within the ziggurat.
Yeah, but the thing said, like, no, come back later. Well, no, I can get a Chaos Emerald whenever I want, as soon as they're available.
I'm gonna go with come back later for this one.
All right.
I think I need to do more plot stuff to.
It's a little curious that it says get the Chaos Emerald as the objective right now.
Yeah, one at a time, man. Gotta be patient about it.
I don't know. Do a plural would have been fine.
Let's just continue going around the perimeter of the island.
Weird. I'm not. I guess because you got all the things needed during the fishing, maybe it. You know what I mean?
I think that this game, how it doles out, it's like main story stuff. If I remember right, is like you get an emerald and then you can do like one of those bad mini games, you know. So I think maybe that's why it's written that way, because it wants you to just get the next Chaos Emerald and then you can go do a mini game. I'm being a little harsh. They are of varying levels of quality. They're not all bad. Oh,
Again, get rid of this disgusting garbage. What the?
It's one of these. We haven't seen one of these in a while.
No, it's like once. Yeah, 70 seconds.
I think that's like enough time to do 3 or 4 of these.
Yeah.
Still better than that one that I was stuck on for a little bit in the last session.
Yeah, that's what I was
remember?
referencing. The fact they give you 70 seconds to do this one.
That was surprisingly tight. Whoa, this island keeps going south? Wow, okay. You guys built a whole ass thing here, huh?
Built a whole ass thing.
A whole ass thing, not just a little spit of land. This is a whole 4th island.
It has its own, like, zoning code.
Can't build a house here, Sonic. This is not residential. That's like Sage's passion, is just keeping the
I don't know about you, but I feel like Sonic is generally home.
Whoa, why did I... Oh, it's fans. Okay, sorry, I thought I saw springs.
Yeah, there was no, like, little, like... Oh, there's a little bit of a gust.
No, there is a gust, yeah. I just didn't notice.
I feel like Sonic is generally homeless.
Yeah. He and Ryu have nowhere to go, and they like it that way.
He had a house or, like, a clubhouse or something in Sonic Boom, like the cartoon.
Ryu? Oh.
No. I think he did. I remember lots of conversations happening inside some sort of domicile. I don't know who owned it.
Yeah, this sounds somewhat familiar. It might have been Styx. I don't know.
It might have been Styx's house. But, yeah, I generally feel
Is there
like
another fishing zone here?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Best island. I think he's homeless too. Yeah, just to be clear.
Could you go into the fishing real quick, just get the sage love, and just leave?
Yeah, possibly. Let me just grab that.
Yeah.
And whatever secret is hidden here.
Is it going to be, yeah.
A spring. Where does that take me? This is the good stuff right here.
It's taking you so far away from...
I got a heart, so... Worth it, I would say. Is that... Let me just see if that's a Chaos Emerald right over the hill. Oh, and since the Elder Coco's here, I will go to the fishing, though. But... Elder Coco is also handy. Cash me out. I got quite a few.
Do the only thing you're worth doing.
No thanks.
Go back to the hunter's dream, Sonic.
Okay, yeah, we got an emerald here. We got an emerald situation happening right here.
Emerald situation happening.
And another sage, but she needs 61. 55.
Find sage.
Okay, so now I need to actually get to a conversation with her that I can afford.
I will only talk to you
this guy.
if you have the cash money.
Pay me, Sonic. $400.
For you to talk to me. If you want me to engage with you. If If you want access to my DMs, you need to give me 400 credits, Sonic. Nice.
Ooh, one more. I like that mini game. I think it's a good one.
Was there a Sonic soccer game? Or am I crazy? Or am I just thinking of tennis?
Well, there's Mega Man, right?
Yeah, no, I mean Sonic. No. Huh?
There's Sega Soccer Slam, but not Sonic Soccer Slam.
But I am thinking of probably just tennis. Because there was tennis.
Possibly
Sega
one of the
Tennis
Olympics.
Stars. No, like.
Yeah, I remember Sega Sport something
Tennis Slam.
Sega Superstar Tennis or something like that. I remember that game. I remember buying it and being deeply disappointed with it. I bought it. I was very young, and I liked Sega stuff
and tennis.
I didn't know if I liked tennis, but people online talked about Virtua Tennis in such a positive light, and how this was going to be a little like Virtua Tennis. I was like, well, couldn't hurt, and yeah, it did hurt.
Did hurt bad.
It did hurt. That was probably one of, if not the first, game purchases I regretted very.
Wow, I'm sorry to bring up such a trauma. I thought this was an innocent question.
No. Whatever that game was called, the PS3, Xbox 360 one.
Sonic Tennis Slam.
Yeah, there's more memory tokens, so in theory we could just fish for another 45 minutes and grind it out.
I think that's a lot.
But it's reasonable. What did you want me to look for? You wanted me to come back here to see how many hearts I could buy, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm doing it then. No, we don't have to. We can keep exploring the island, and we'll find a bunch of hearts organically.
Get a little here, but you don't have to stay.
Now that you've got your answer. Ooh, nice. Big money, big money, big money. Stop. Fuck.
No, it's good.
It's a double whammy. Oh, you still get tokens for that, though. Actually, okay, never mind.
And a decent chunk. It's better than a...
Yeah, better than a golden coelacanth somehow.
Would you like to try?
I think one time I fished, one of the rarest fish in Animal Crossing, and I didn't know that I did.
And then you immediately buried it in the ground.
I did not. But I was fishing a bunch, and we were watching a movie, me and Clementina, and I was just fishing on loop, half paying attention to it, half paying attention to the movie.
And you did that quite a lot.
Yeah,
fishing in Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
that was your 2020 game of the year, fishing in Animal Crossing.
It's close. It's up there. So I forget what it was, but I'm pretty sure it was a golden something. And I remember looking up, what is the most expensive, rarest fish in the game? And it said, there was this. And I was like, huh? And I looked, and I was like, I have that? Damn.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah, it was a good feeling.
I've never been...
Last time I had a good feeling.
2020. I never got super into the fishing in Animal Crossing. I mean, granted, most of my playtime was Wild World and the original. A little bit of City Folk, but... I didn't go beyond.
You dabbled in City Folk.
Oh no!
Oh,
can I just?
No,
yeah, okay.
Yeah. You don't have to engage.
No problem. But yeah, I never really got to that place of just hypnotically fishing. So I don't think I had the privilege of getting that many
it was
rare
rough.
fish.
It was rough.
Okay, so.
Oh no!
Yellow, purple, black, blue.
Yeah.
There's a white one?
They
it's at the top, okay.
They put the purple really close to the blue. Trying to fuck
for
you
tricks.
Up. For tricks. Big tricks.
Black.
Let's see what he does here.
Please don't botch. Please don't make me do it again.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, right. Can't forget.
It's been a little while. Missed you. It happened so frequently before.
Yeah, our ring cap increased a considerable amount, so it happens a little less often.
Yeah,
right?
that's true. What you got? Anything? Oh,
It's just another. It is fun just to. I think I've said this every other episode.
Wait, did you not buy love at the fishing, or did I miss that?
I did, but not.
Oh, it wasn't
that Well, I only had 60
Okay, sorry.
things. It's okay. I only had 60 things, I think, and they were 5 each. So
Because while you were fishing, I was thinking about fishing, and I got like distracted.
should we fish again? No.
No. Not insinuating. You can if you want, but I'm not insinuating.
The economy for like those character items is weird because like a lot of them come individually after like spring sequences. You know, like I'll go up this and I'm gonna find one at the top. But then sometimes you'll like break a box and like 8 will pop out all at once, and it's like, well, I mean, it doesn't really matter because there's clearly like borderline infinite amounts of them, but
There really is.
possibly actually infinite amounts of them.
Well, it's one of those.
But it's odd anyway.
It's one of those things they could definitely reiterate on
yeah,
for a sequel.
yeah, tightening that up. I definitely think like
Tightened.
it's good for people who might have a difficult time or not find it enjoyable to do all the spring things, that they can just, you know, fish through it or whatever. I think that's like a really valid alternative condition.
Yeah.
But it is odd.
There's not that many cool looking loops like that
No,
in the game. There's like one every like main island.
that one was a loop of champions for real.
But it's like, could you do a Sonic game where it's like, fuck it, he's just in New York?
Yeah, why not?
But how would
Wait,
the
actual
level-
New York,
Yeah,
not.
or like a video game version.
Well, that would
of
be
New
Shadow
York.
the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
You want open world New York or?
Yeah, like this. Can you make levels out of that?
I think you could. I think you totally
if
could.
like there's
Whoa.
Sonic World Magic or Eggman fuckery that like inserts a bunch of like loops and springs all around, because you have to explain why they're there in New York. I don't think New York has native springs.
Only a few.
Only a few.
Only a few. They've been cracking down though.
But is that something you'd even want to see? Like they actually plunk him in a real world location? Like
I don't think a dense city is as suited. I would love to see them.
just an example.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think I would love to see someone make a dense city Sonic work and work really well, because that would be really interesting. I don't think it's suited to him because he runs really fast.
You got a point there.
You know, I do think open spaces are beneficial, but you know, ideally more interesting
That's
open
why-
spaces than this.
That's
you
why
know?
the city bits in past games are like the slow areas where
Yeah.
you're just doing random tasks.
But they're good hubs, you know. They get their job done. They can be densely populated with NPCs and shit like that. I actually think Sonic 06's city structurally is a good idea because it's so big compared to like Station Square. So there's still a lot of places
Yeah,
to platform and
that's true.
stuff. It just Sonic 06's the whole time, and it's just not as good as it should be, you know. But
I Sonic 06'd all over her.
I swear this never happens. It's nasty, man.
No, I just mean like it's just kind of janky.
Yeah, boy is it.
But the heart is there.
The heart was there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to measure it in heart, but 06, the size and the scope of the city is in the right direction compared to stuff like Station Square, where yes, I love Station Square, but there isn't actually a lot to run around and, you know.
No,
Jump
it
on
wasn't
and
even
shit.
designed to be such.
No, not. I don't think so. Okay, where to next? Certainly not playing that speed level.
Okay.
Let's just keep clearing this island.
Find
Keep clearing the
stage.
map.
Now it says we have to find Sage. Is that? But that's, you know, I know we've been playing this for a little bit, but is that? Do we have to find a specific Sage, or is it just like collect the love like we've been
Oops.
doing?
That overshot tremendously.
Did
There we go. If I remember right, you just need to talk to one of them.
Didn't we get this mixed up where there's like a story Sage and then there's
Oh, yeah, that's
additional
true.
Sages?
Yeah. I think there's one marked on my map.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
when you're done this, let's look at that.
I remember there being a marker. I've just been revealing the map, so to have fun, just to do fun.
Oh, if you want to do that, you just go back to the fishing.
Hey, and the epilepsy warning for that light flickering there, but hey. Oh, there's a non-story sage right next to me though, so I may as well knock that out. Bam, knocked you out.
Well,
Nope. Ooh, what about this one?
you probably can't afford to talk to her.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there we go.
Zero need. Okay.
Cash out.
If I understood those visions correctly, the ancients came from space.
No shit.
And they were wearing things that looked like the Coco, but they didn't seem, I don't know, alive. Do you know what the Coco really are?
They originated as lucky charms for the ancients. They were never designed to contain their data, their wills.
So they were just like
but the Coco I found do hold the memories
like my Kijuju necklace that I never leave home without.
Yeah.
A lucky
Coco
charm.
wanted to keep their memories
You and I
alive.
both wear our Kijuju necklaces.
I do not.
Ever since
I,
launch.
I hawked my Kujuju necklace.
Oh, they're
It's-
very expensive
they're
now,
Very
so.
expensive nowadays.
That was, I think we talked about this in this exact LP,
Yeah.
but that was one of those things where it's like, really? Like, really? You're really gonna ship this? It was
a bold move.
a bold, stupid move. Possibly the least worn piece of jewelry ever conceived.
I'm not sure if there's enough ska, there's enough to talk about in regards to this, but it's like, can we do a What Happened episode about
On the Kijuju. Can we find the people who greenlit this shit?
about any bad collector's edition
Oh,
from like
man.
the early 7th gen?
Yeah.
Because there's plenty.
There's plenty.
Like Dead Island, or not Dead Island,
That was
whatever.
That was really. What am I supposed to do this again? Am I supposed to just hit it out of the air? I kind of forget.
Just press a button.
Catch. Do I just touch it?
Catch
I'm
the-
sorry. I was too busy thinking about Kijuju
Kijuju
and not
necklace.
reading the message that was literally on the screen. Sorry. Hang on. Where is it?
Does it just cut away, or is it a camera pan? It's up.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. There we go. Whew, first try.
Oh, just one. Okay. I thought it was gonna be like multiple cascading down on you.
Yeah, I mean, there were definitely special editions before then, but I feel like that was the point where sort of the industry at large decided, hey, we can all do this. Like, every AAA game can have a big special edition, and I strongly agree there were a lot of weak ones from that era. You know?
Like even like limited run special editions, like they're generally always worth it, but there's always like one element to them where I'm like, I'm not gonna use. I don't care about this thing.
I mean, limited run special editions, I really like limited run, and I personally really like Doug. But, you know, they have generally a selection of 20 or so items that they repeat and mix and match for each collector's edition. And, you know, in part it's out of necessity. They are still a relatively small operation, and, you know, they can't make an RC car like Call of Duty did. You remember that? The RC cars and the night vision goggles and shit? But yeah, no,
Now,
I mean...
now though, depending on the franchise, they're doing that Dead Space like light up helmet that you can wear and shit.
I saw that. That
So
one's
there's some
that
good
one's
ones.
elaborate. I will admit that. There are some. Okay, no, I didn't mean to move that far. Where's me fruit? There it is.
It's like a non-limited run is like the No More Heroes 3 special edition for the PS5, which they didn't handle, but it has like
That was
the
X-Seeds, right? That's like squinting at his bookshelf
I
where
just
it's
see
at.
I just see Marvelous written on the box.
Okay. I'm going to assume it was X-Seeds.
That has a mini Santa Destroy Moe license plate.
Right.
Yeah.
And you like that? No,
I
okay,
don't
you don't.
really.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've largely stopped buying collector's editions, honestly, because I don't need all these tchotchkes. And I remember when I was younger, when I was a young adult with money, which was a brief period in my life, like I bought special editions for everything. Got to get the oversized box with the soundtrack sampler and the art folio.
I didn't back then. I think I got maybe one collector's edition ever, but I don't even remember what it was. And nowadays, it's like I also don't.
Yeah,
but
good.
for certain things, like I got the Castlevania limited run because I'm like, that looks too gorgeous. The box, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Empower the statue.
The art book that comes in that one is great, actually, with all the developer tidbits and stuff.
Yeah.
That I found was a really good item. And the light box is neat, but I wish it played the full song.
Yeah.
Activate the starting device.
No, yeah, I'm really
Figured out everything else.
quite down on collector's editions. And like, I look at some of the things that are packaged in them, or even like pre-order bonuses as well, and I'm like, this is a waste of resources. Like, Guardians of the Galaxy, the recent one, the Eidos one, right? If you pre-ordered the game at certain places, including EB Games, GameStop,
What the-
right? Remember this?
Oh my god, yes, of course.
If you pre-ordered it at certain places, you got a little metal tin that included I think it was a Nova Core ID card.
Yeah. Shit like ID cards, yeah.
And I guess the number or like the letter that you got could vary or something, but I don't really know the details. I remember looking at that and just being like, this is one of the worst I have ever gotten in my life. I wish I didn't get this. This tin is a waste of metal. It's in like a little metal tin. The plastic they used on this card is a waste of plastic. And I definitely feel that way about steelbooks as well. I do not need 2 cases
I couldn't
for
remember
one
if
disc.
it was you or someone else that was like, I either love or hate steelbooks. I think there's someone I
steelbooks.
follow on Twitter. There's like one guy that's like, yeah, I love steelbooks or whatever. And I liked steelbooks for a little bit, but then I was like, no, this is lamer than the original packaging. That's not to say people can't like steelbooks,
But they
I
shouldn't.
I was just like, no, I'm not into these anymore.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I like the idea of steelbooks, and I think when they exist as an alternative, that's cool. But the whole like, yeah, pre-order the game and get a steelbook, it's like I don't want 2 cases for one game.
Yeah.
That is pinnacle of uselessness to me.
Like, I have the Bloodborne steelbook and I don't like it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like the little extra that it comes with. It has like an extra
I have
CD or a mini disc or whatever.
the only ones I have were the ones that like came in collector's editions back then. So like RE5, Street Fighter 4, Revengeance. You know, Revengeance had a if you had space in your house for the lamp, Revengeance had a pretty banger collector's edition.
Yeah.
Because it was the lamp and a CD that had the kick-ass soundtrack on it, and I guess you got a steelbook, which was kind of not, but the lamp was cool.
Furthermore, my name holds no meaning.
I remember having that lamp plugged in on my desk at Eidos Montreal.
I thought you were going to say it warmed you throughout a winter.
No, it certainly, yeah, no. I had it on my desk at Eidos Montreal, and at one point, the studio head at the time, Stéphane Dastou, he was walking by my desk, and he
Fire this kid.
No, he was distracted by it.
Okay.
And he asked, like, where's this from? Like, this is so cool. And he went and he found oh my god, what's his name? The fella who is now the studio head, and he was in charge of the Deus Ex franchise at the time.
Ian?
David Anfossi.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
He went and grabbed him, and he grabbed Jonathan Jacques Belletête, the like the artist, you know,
Right, I know.
and brought them both to my desk to stare at the lamp and talk about how they should make one for Jensen for Mankind Divided, of him doing the Icarus landing.
Yeah.
With the electric lamp, and I remember thinking, wow, that's a fun idea. Actually, it never materialized in any way. I don't know that conversation existed beyond that specific instance at my desk, but it was really neat.
They're like, this kid and his lamp
fucking lamp
inspired us to make a pre-order campaign where you got to unlock the game several days earlier.
Oh man, that would
Which some say like doomed that
Tanked it,
game to
yeah.
tank.
Yeah. God, if that was it, that'd be even funnier.
The
but-
timing doesn't work out because you clearly said you already had the Revengeance thing and Human Revolution was before that. But I thought you were going to say, and that inspired them to create the Jensen sleeve.
Oh yeah, no.
No, that's before.
No, it was a lamp that never materialized. So, but I always thought that was kind of a funny moment. It made it worth the collector's edition at all. You know, justified money spent just to get to hear that silly conversation. What is this box holding? Hearts, I hope.
Spring.
It's a floating spring. Money. No, it's experience. So that will go in my skill point docket.
Unlock some moves.
Ooh. That's supposed to bring me down, so let's just engage
Let's
with
just-
that level
yeah.
design. Nice, we got 1 heart. Oh, you know what? Handy. Brings me right to this. There's a Coco here. Coco there. Coco is everywhere. Gotta grind him up.
Fine paste.
No, you want a chunky paste with the Cocos.
I don't agree.
Okay, that's fair. Sonic would agree with me. He likes the chunks.
Chili dogs are kind of chunky, so.
They are kind of chunky. That's how I describe chili dogs to people.
So the thing with like putting toppings on hot dogs in general is that I find it's very, very easy to put too much stuff on where you can't enjoy the meat of
Absolutely.
the hot dog.
Yes.
So remember we had
Dirty Dogs. You gonna talk about that restaurant?
So yeah, Dirty Dogs. I've had some where it's like, oh, we put mac and cheese on it. And I'm like, that seems like a great idea. And one time I was like, no, this wasn't a great idea. But I ordered it one more time after that, and then
And it became a great idea.
No, I wouldn't say great, but I was like, that was better. That was a better ratio of mac and cheese goodness, whatever. But I was gonna say it's like, oh, we went to that place where they're like, oh, we put like a peanut butter sauce on it, and I was like, well, I love peanut butter sauce.
Sorry, on a hot dog?
Yes.
Damn.
And I was like, well, that's I'll try that, and like it wasn't like terrible or whatever. But I'm like, no, because I didn't feel like I was eating a hot dog anymore.
Yeah.
And chili dog is much of the same thing. It's just chili at that point to me.
Yeah.
So
the hot dog.
I don't agree.
The
with
tender
Sonic.
flavors of the meat get lost.
The
in
tender flavors of the raccoon and the boot that make up the meat of
lips,
the hot dog.
the lips and assholes. Yeah, it gets lost completely.
It's delicate.
We got satellite maps today, but I don't think they can compete with direct brain downloads. I can roll with it now that I know it's alien tech, but it's still a bit weird to me. Like, why are the villages missing when everything else is so detailed?
Humans had a difficult
Good point.
time adapting to this
HD towns are hard.
adjusting to the new flora
Okay.
and fauna, dealing with technological incompatibilities. Their settlements were under constant revision. The map was designed for a universal knowledge of the islands and their facilities.
I guess that makes sense. And it's probably a good idea to limit the info to make sure whoever can access it can be trusted first.
Okay. So you know what? Like it does. You start a cutscene, and it's shot, reverse shot.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's like-
that's a high level of cinematography.
It's because this is not going to be a cinematic cutscene. It's just going to be one of the back and forth conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And while they flesh out the world, it's like we've seen so many of them,
Yeah.
you know, and it's just it's
Yeah.
hard to engage with them sometimes. Like some of that is like some of the conversations we've seen have been like interesting or whatever. But when you see shot reverse shots so much, it's
I think that's an eternal challenging problem for
It is.
video games in particular. For a movie, you're making an hour to 2 hours of content, generally speaking, right? For a movie, like, you can get creative enough with your shots to not have to do shot reverse shot, because that's just boring. But for a game, when you need to have 60 unique conversations, I mean, you need one system that can do them all every time without having to have all these custom elaborate
and
camera animations, because that's what we're talking is animation to move the camera around,
and
so.
that's not like a critique on this Sonic game specifically. It's
No.
like a lot of open world games.
I mean,
like,
Horizon, really good looking games, yeah.
for sure, and like Assassin's Creed, like modern Assassin's Creeds, they would try to vary it up with shots, but even after a little while, it's the same thing, especially with the really shit quest for idiots, like the one the
I don't remember doing that quest.
the ones where when
I already got the green emerald.
when
What am
you
I doing?
do 3 or 4, you're like, oh, okay, and then at 5 or 6, you're like, this is the same quest.
And then at 7, you realize, oh, I'm doing the pre-order bonus quest line.
Not even that. It's in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's like, can you help me? There's some bandits that stole my fish, and then it's like it shows your character and she's talking, and then shows him and blah blah blah. And then you go back and you give them back their thing. The quest giver their thing.
Sure.
And then they have these quests, and they even denote them with the importance of the icon on the map, where it's just like a blip. It's just the most under-designed. It's just a blip on the map.
This is in the newer Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
Right? You're talking like Odyssey and shit.
Yeah, Odyssey. And you just very quickly, I was taught by the game, do not do these quests. These are for people that just need engagement,
Need content.
But it's not like any interesting. It's never going to be anything interesting. They had an icon that was slightly more detailed.
Right.
This is more of an elaborate multi-part quest that's well written.
The
and
more
stuff.
authored.
Yeah,
stuff.
more authored.
Yeah, and I mean that's always going to be challenging because gamers demand 40 hours of game, and you can't. I mean, hand authoring 40 hours of game. I mean, even games like God of War Ragnarok, where it's, you know, that game is acclaimed for the quality of its side content. There's still stuff that gets repeated, you know, no matter how much they, you know, work to fight against it, and you can't hand author that much.
That's why we need AI to
solve it,
to write our games and fill out content.
Not to write your games. That's
not to write though.
The trouble is getting AI to do that. I mean, look, that's really challenging because you have to train the AI on data, right? Say you have a game engine. So say you're Ubisoft and you're using one standardized game engine for your Assassin's Creeds, right? Mm-hmm. You can make a lot of cutscenes for for the games, right? Generic cutscenes, more purpose-built cutscenes, you know, whatever. You can author a lot of content, right?
Yeah.
And then you can train an AI within that engine to make camera animations based on the authored training data. And then, theoretically, within that engine, maybe you could have an AI animate camera movements to make the cutscenes more interesting than shot reverse shot. And that would probably work. Although, I wonder how much time you would save.
Like ultimately.
Like you would across many games, maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe doable, but whenever that conversation comes up, it's always like, well, it would only be in one engine on one tool set for one, you know, thing at a time. It's doable, but it's not like. And to be clear, I hate AI art shit where they're trained without consent on people's art. Yeah. But it's not like AI art where you can just put 1,000 images in and then give it some words after it's done its training sesh, and then you get a product out. Like for video game stuff, it's really per engine, per tool set, and it's maybe doable, but it's a bit beyond me, I have to admit as well.
It's also one of those things where many people still don't understand the realities of like what goes into like making something within a vast expanse of game space. Like early on with NFTs, when I saw certain celebrities or entertainment people that were like excited because they actually thought or were sold on the idea of like, oh, I'm going to have my own character that will be in every game ever. Yeah. And I'm like, and me, like lots of other people were like, no, literally never. That's not the way business, that's not the way any of this works at all.
Yeah.
And it most likely never will. It just can't. It's a nice thought, but like that's not just how stuff works. There's all these engines, there's all these licenses, there's all these companies. It's just, sorry, but no, you know.
It's
they want the Ready Player One thing.
They do, and it's I mean, I think it's very easy to understand. I mean, that's appealing.
Understand the appeal,
I mean, it's appealing. I got this, stormtrooper armor. That's what people
shirt.
like. They like, a Sonic shirt. I got this Sonic shirt. I want to wear it in Minecraft. I want to wear it in Fortnite. I want to wear it, etc. But, like, there are so many... Oh, I have to wait for daytime. Or nighttime, sorry.
Well,
is there
fight a fortress.
I forget. Is there a way to just wait? Like, there isn't, is there?
You mean like he can smoke?
Yeah. Like, can Sonic pull out his e-cig and... I guess I'll just kill some time here while I wait for night, because then I can get the map complete for this area. But there are so many things. Like, I think the best example I saw of it that was really concise about why this stuff just wouldn't work, right, is the example of like a dice. If you had a die, a 6-sided die that you wanted to bring between games. Okay. Well, first and foremost, like the die. So what the purpose would be to roll the die, right? Well, does every game necessarily have a physics engine that's going to support?
That will allow you to roll the die, yeah.
Is every game's friction going to be such that the die will stop rolling on a side? Mm-hmm. Does every game have logic set up to support the results of a die in some way? It's one thing like having a die in VR chat where you just use it for fun things between your friends, but like when you bring it to Fortnite, it's like, what does the dice do? Well, the answer's nothing. Then, okay, your engine. Depending on the engine, 3D stuff is measured on the X, Y, and Z axis, right?
Typically.
Not all engines orient models the same way. Mm-hmm. Some engines are Y up, some engines are Z up. So your model, might just be the wrong way, which is more of a problem with clothing, but you can see why it's still a problem,
That's
right?
still like the whole point of people wanting their own avatar.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Because, clothing, their customization, blah, all that stuff.
How does your game handle collisions? Is the dice just going to slip through the ground the moment it appears because it can't, its collision data isn't authored to the standard of that game? There's a million things that would prevent just a cube from being natively brought between games without native support in every single game. Mm-hmm. Let alone when you get into a gun and it begins to bring in questions like balance.
And aside
is your
from
super
all that,
shotgun balanced in all 3 games? Anyway, aside from all that,
even if you got all that stuff working somehow. It's no, you have to have EA and Ubisoft and Activision all sign some type of agreement that say, yeah, let's make this happen.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
No, not at all. Because you're asking for many hours of work for every company to support these things. Oh, great, a red pillar. You know what? Let's fucking do it.
You had no idea he was going to be here.
No, me neither. Let me tank this guy. Let me use
Shoot
all
it
my
all.
special moves. And just blast it out. Nope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The true Sonic Frontiers combat. Oh shit, that was pretty
Direct.
actually. Direct to you. Oh man, I hope there's a Nintendo Direct soon now that I just said that.
I hope so too.
Even though it actually hasn't been that long, there's that really, really big gap, like the other year or whatever.
Yeah.
Now I'm just I don't know. I feel like I need one.
Where's it at?
Where's it at? Where's the Metroid Prime remaster?
Oh no!
No!
You won't get Metroid Prime Remaster, but you will get another trailer for the Mario Bros. Movie.
We will.
Oh, nice! I did kill him.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Phew.
Does Advance
Yeah.
Wars have a date? No.
No. It'll come out, but yeah, it's a shame. Okay, so now I want to head back to the mainland. My objective is get the Chaos Emerald, specifically this one, so I can probably unlock the front gate now.
I think so.
I still got a map I want to clear off though, so let me just go this way and see if there's a good way to get off this island in that direction. But anyway, yeah, just to finish what we were saying before, yeah, the whole NFT bring your weapon from game to game concept. Yes, very cool, but a complete con in the state that games operate nowadays. A complete con from top to bottom.
Yeah, like you said, a company could do it.
Yes.
Within their own games that all use the same engines. Like an Ubisoft could do it.
100%.
But even then, they backed off from that stuff. I'm pretty sure they had one game with that stuff in it, and then they just
Ghost Recon Breakpoint had it briefly, but the game, it no longer gets support or anything. So. Yeah. And even then, it wasn't like it was a lot. It was sort of recolored little accessories with unique identification numbers.
Yeah.
It was, but it all also sort of comes back to the main question of well, if one company is doing it and it's just one company doing it, why use the blockchain? Just manage it on your own servers.
Yeah.
It would be easier just to have a centralized account that each game is able to access. When you log into a game and it's hey, log into your Square Enix account or whatever. And then, your FF14 character's inventory is visible on that account. So when you log into FF16 for the first time, it's like, oh yeah, you've got, I don't fucking know, Garuda's ass piece. Do you want to equip Garuda's ass piece? I don't know. I don't play FF14.
Yeah.
It
probably exists.
Probably. But
It's called something different.
But there's no need to be using the blockchain when you could just host it on your own servers and it only gets dicey when it's like, oh well, to equip it in this game you gotta unequip it from that game character.
The first time I even heard the term blockchain was with that fucking Cooking Mama game that that burnt your Switch down or whatever.
Just destroyed your device to mine.
It made no sense.
Was it on iOS? Was it on? I can't remember. Was it on Switch?
Yeah, it was on Switch.
Jeez, man.
Then PS4 or something. People are still saying stuff is happening with it. I don't know.
Is it? Wow, I thought it got removed or something.
No,
I can't remember.
The companies that were pissed at each other were less pissed. I don't know what happened.
They saw the investors' dollar signs were too big to fight it.
This is one of those things that's something from Arrested Development or something. Where someone just goes into a boardroom and says blockchain, and everyone starts throwing money or investors or whatever because they're just mystified by this exotic word.
Job was the person who got this game to happen. I don't remember what I was saying before.
I think we were done.
Yeah, possibly.
So did
Yo.
actually interact with my brain?
It was designed to catalog neural networks, among other things. So yes.
Alright, hear me out. Do you think all those locations I visited were pulled from my memories?
That is plausible. It imported the data of your memories and applied it to your surroundings.
It seems you only really remember 4 places.
I was gonna say.
I needed to escape each time. I was covering familiar ground.
Well, think about Mystic Ruins.
I suppose this is possibly narratively justifying the reuse of the leveled layouts too,
that's fine, but it's maybe more than 4.
Well, I mean the layouts, not the aesthetics.
Right.
You remember the whole thing about how the layouts are reused from other games too?
Yeah, we had said that.
Yeah. It does not bother me. I do not think reusing the layouts is a weakness of this game. I think the game's weaknesses are elsewhere, honestly.
It's not a major one though.
No, it's fine. Maybe if you're really, really into the speed levels, you might actually be recognizing them more often and being bored by that, but I've only really recognized 1 or 2 at best, and, I'm fine with that. Let's go. I guess we're using the flower? Yeah. You were saying Nintendo Direct before. I'm also curious for the next big one. Because, beyond their current slate... I mean, their current slate kind of ends at, Fire Emblem Engage... Advance Wars, Legend of Zelda, and Pikmin 4. Which
May.
Well, we don't know when Pikmin 4 comes out, but Zelda's May at least, yeah. So I'm curious to see their next big blowout of what's coming
there's going to be a Zelda...
Oh, and there's Bayonetta in March, too. How could I forget?
Oh, yeah.
Secret Bayonetta.
There's a Secret Bayonetta game. There's going to be a Zelda Direct for sure, probably in May or April.
I would think so, yeah.
So, having one for generalized stuff in the next 2-3 months would make most sense.
Yeah, it would be nice. Honestly, for a little while, I've been keen to see both Sony and Nintendo's next slate, because I definitely feel like Sony has...
Now that God of War is out.
Yeah, they did announce Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine. Those are big games, but other than those, they've mostly been coasting on launch announcements. Mm-hmm. So Gran Turismo, Ratchet, Horizon, God of War, Astro Bot, and Returnal, right? And Destruction All-Stars. Beyond that, it's hopefully tonight at CES, gonna date this really hard. Hopefully tonight at CES they'll announce a bunch of PSVR 2 stuff. But otherwise, I do want to see some more non-VR. I'm excited for the VR stuff, but I want to see more of their non-VR stuff that's cooking as well. Because, aside from Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine, I feel like they haven't really announced much new stuff in the
Bloodborne kart
PS5
racer.
era. It'd be amazing.
Looks like Tails was
Even
right.
Death Stranding 2, though,
The
while that game, as far as I can tell, or actually, I'm not sure what console. I don't think it's on Xbox anyway. It's, you know, the first one was a PlayStation product from start to finish. They, you know, they had PlayStation logos on the trailers and shit like that. This one doesn't. I don't know if you noticed that, but the Death Stranding 2 stuff is
Didn't have it.
it doesn't have that.
Big old backup hard drive.
I mean, I've always, you know, I think Hideo Kojima talked in the past about how he wanted his games to be multi-platform and stuff. So I think this is
But
part
I
of
also
that.
want someone to fund them.
Yeah, I mean, he needs it, right?
Yeah.
yeah. But I think this is a step on that. Oh,
It's the Perry Bunch,
these guys are fine.
Perry Patrol.
But I think that's a step in that direction, like getting Death Stranding 2 to not be viewed first and foremost as a PlayStation product, even if it will probably be exclusive for a certain amount of time. Anyway, I'm rambling, but both Sony and Nintendo, I'm really curious to see their next slates because it's, you know... Yeah, Microsoft, even if their upcoming slate interests me less, I feel like I'm more aware of what it is.
I'm not. Like every game
What
has
am I
no
missing
progress
here?
done on it.
Well, there's Starfield, which is coming out in the next year.
If that stays an
Yeah.
exclusive, I was just reading today how that they're probably most likely going to court the FTC and the and Microsoft due to the merger with Activision. Blah blah blah. So it's going to be like another. Oh wait, well no.
It is a Bethesda title. It's not an Activision title. For
Well,
what it's worth, but
yes. Sorry.
unless you mean
okay.
you just want, they're just going to try to play.
No,
nice
sorry.
with it
I
or
was
something.
conflating both Activision and Bethesda together.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Because I have read things about the idea that Microsoft will try to do some playing nice right now to help their case, which I think is a smart idea. But definitely a big one of that was like the other day when they're like, 10-year Call of Duty plan with Nintendo, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this, sure.
That sure is playing nice.
We'll see how this plays out. Game that may not even properly support Nintendo's hardware at this time. We'll see when that first game ships, but. Anyway,
I always go back to the fact that like a bunch of
Whoops.
Call of Duties were on the Wii, and I always forget about that.
they were. They could do it.
Some of them were good.
Yeah, they could do it, but definitely I think they got burned toward like on the Wii U and stuff.
There's Just Ghosts, I think, on the Wii U.
No, Black Ops 2.
Really?
Okay, you might not remember this, but Nintendo in 2012 had a New York press event for people to try the Wii U. And the big announcements there,
North Dakota.
the big announcements there were TV. You remember TVII,
yeah.
and Call of Duty Black Ops 2 back to back with Bayonetta 2. And it was like, here are our big mature titles.
Very mature.
Which, admittedly, very good picks. Black Ops 2 is a very fun game, and Bayonetta 2, great vanity project announcement to get the hardcore fans to buy in. Not that it worked, but theoretically, the idea is good.
You prefaced it by saying vanity.
Yeah.
Lots of red pillars.
Lots of red pillars, but they're all right.
Red pyramids.
They're one of my least hated bosses in this game. They're kind of
Miss
fun.
Fortress.
Yeah, but we could use another fortress. What was it? Where was I going with that? Call of Duty, right? Call of Duty. Anyway, so they had Black Ops. They have a really good version of Black Ops 2 on the Wii U, but I think it did not perform well, and I think that probably put them off supporting the next.
But I assume at least
iteration.
at a point the Wii ones performed okay because they kept making them. Like they made several.
I think they did, yeah, but.
I mean, it's not a patch on the conduit. I mean, what could be? But
Yeah, I think the Wii ones and the DS ones did good.
I think
Honestly.
the DS ones did really good considering.
Yeah, I would think so. On platforms like that with so many users, like it's kind of surprising they haven't gone back to the Switch. But at the same time, you look at the technology they're using now, and it's like it can be done, but significant compromise will have to be made.
Yeah, but at the same time, like Doom and Doom Eternal, like
Yeah.
they were successes. So.
Yeah, It can be done if they're willing to put in the money and significant compromise. It can be done. I think. Anyway,
Ice
but
Age.
like Microsoft's slate, I don't know. I feel like there's There's Starfield, there's Redfall or whatever it's called, the vampire one by Arcane by oh my god, the guys who make like Prey and shit. You remember the open world 4-player vampire one?
Arcane.
Yeah, okay. There was Pentiment that just came out and was like tremendous. I still really want to play that actually. You know, they have the Forza cycle that never breaks. Good for them. They have that Fable project a long way away. Rumor might be like severely delayed, but they have that. You know,
Well,
I feel like with Microsoft, I can regularly list a lot of stuff. Although,
So when I said I don't know them, it's just like there's just been like nothing about them other than they exist and that they're whatever. So it's like I still don't get a good feel. Like the Perfect Dark game has not been seen for 2 years, and I've read several reports saying
man.
it's a massive mess.
yeah.
The rare game Everwild has not been seen for 2 years, and the reports I've seen say it's a massive mess.
yeah, that game got like rebooted internally. Apparently.
Yeah, and so it's like stuff that I was excited about like years ago is like no closer. It seems like,
Yeah.
you know, just
There's-
from an outsider that has no idea what all their internal studios and where they are with stuff. So I just
Yeah.
like, whereas like I always feel Sony and Nintendo have things going and there's progress on them. You know?
I feel like Sony and Nintendo are very consistent at releasing stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
For sure. And obviously there's you know, there's stuff like Metroid Prime 4 where shit happens.
Yep.
But generally speaking, there's a consistency and a quality consistency. Yeah, Microsoft, I mean, for all their faults and I think their lack of consistency, I think buying these studios, it's not my preferred way of getting this done, but they will at least solve their consistent release problem given enough time, you know.
Jesus.
They're okay.
No, it's you know, any enemy showing up this
Yeah.
much in a given time is a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, not to hammer on too much, but it's like, yeah, next year on PS5, big question mark, right? Like,
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
I guess Spider-Man's going to come out this year, so Wolverine probably the next year. But that's like 2 games that we know
And they're both superhero third-person action things.
by
That was fucked
the
up.
same studio.
By
as
the same
well.
studio, no
so
less,
it's like,
yeah.
you know, and then yeah, a couple VR games like we know Horizon and oh my god, that shooter game I always forget what it's called. That's really good. Firewall.
Sure.
Yeah, there was one on the first PSVR, Firewall 0 Hour, and it's like this. There's sort of like Counter-Strike, but like VR kind of game. Anyway, it's very good, and they're making a PSVR 2 one. But that's it. Like that's the full list, I think, right now. So
Off the top of your head, yeah.
I think, and yeah, I mean Nintendo. Wherever Metroid Prime 4 is at, I don't know, but we'll see. I'm sure they'll announce stuff. Obviously, it's just a matter of patience, but I would like to know. This is what I spend my days and nights
Sweaty.
sweaty over. Well, you said you wanted to see a Nintendo Direct. What do you want to see? New Mega Man Battle Network?
Not so much, no.
Damn it.
I generally think, like, you know, a lot of people have said this is the longest we've been without a new Mario in since 1990, like a new mainline Mario thing.
So yeah, Odyssey was
2017.
20. Wow, yeah, you're right. 2017. And then, hey, what was the last, like... So there was 3D... There was the Bowser's Fury. Bowser's Fury is great, but yeah, it's not Odyssey level.
Yeah, that was a stopgappy thing. But, yeah,
It is really...
good.
I don't know if you played it.
No, I
It's
did,
really-
I did.
Okay, yeah. Before that, though, yeah, I mean, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, but that's, you know... Yeah, you're right. I think that is the longest period.
So
So that's a good one, yeah.
So that's something, you know, obviously, you know, I'll always, you know, if I can't get a new Punch Out, that's fine. I still think it's weird that, like, no new ARMS. It was a success. You know, an ARMS sequel would be awesome.
I think the biggest problem with ARMS is Mario Kart. Why get these guys to make ARMS when they should be making Mario Kart that'll sell 74 billion units?
Yeah, speaking of which, new Mario Kart, I know we got all the track DLC recently, but,
Yeah. For what it's worth, I will say, like, Tour is a full Mario Kart that was made by the Mario Kart team. It's not the game you want. It's not the game a lot of people want. But they actually did make that one, so...
That's fair.
Yeah, Mario Kart 9, wherever that's at. It'll come when it comes, I guess, but...
a new Bayonetta would be nice. No, I'm kidding.
And I cannot believe there's already a new one coming out in a good way. Like, I'm very curious to play that game. There's a map marker here. I like how, like, you can't see it.
So you're committed to
but if you zoom out far enough, you
map,
can see it. Absolutely.
Very close. So.
Absolutely, very close. Sage, there was a Sage. Oh, yeah, right over on that island we came from. Can I make it? No, I cannot make it. Let me just climb back up. I can't believe there's a new Bayonetta coming out, though. Yeah, holy shit. Very cool.
Yeah, and obviously either Metroid Prime Remaster or Metroid Prime 4 news would be cool. And,
Ancients came to this
aside from, like, a new Punch-Out, maybe resurrect something just old. Like, Wave Race 1080,
F-Zero.
something unexpected. That's why Advance Wars was fun, because it was like, we haven't touched Advance Wars in years.
Yeah. I definitely think it just being 1 and 2 is, like, definitely playing it safe, but...
Yeah.
It would be cool if Way Forward were able to make a new F-Zero, Advance Wars.
There you go. Yes. Lythero on watch.
I'm not sure how well sourced they were, but I saw rumors that Nintendo is planning an F-Zero product.
I saw that too.
Yeah. I think F-Zero is gonna come back eventually because the future stretches out endlessly in front of us, and it would be weirder.
Because that kid asked that investor question.
Right? Oh man, that was funny.
Guy.
The guy, yeah, that was funny. Why. I think there's a better chance that it will come back than not, given, that, again, the future stretches out endlessly in front of us. But I hope it comes soon. I would like a new F-Zero. And I really hope if they do eventually do the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance Nintendo Switch apps, I hope they put F-Zero Climax on there. The Japan only last one. Because Climax is really freaking good. That one came out after GX as well. It's Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy 2.
I'm not sure if that's up to Nintendo.
It's entirely in Nintendo's court now. I don't know. I'm also looking forward to... I mean, when are we not looking forward to the next Nintendo Direct, right?
When are we not looking forward to the next Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy?
No. But Nintendo Directs, yeah.
I think it's always fun
Boy,
if,
I
like,
use a hit.
The Ghost and Goblin Resurrection, something like that, where it's like a third party announces, like, a thing that's kind of like, limited time exclusive, that's maybe more pared down than, like, big Capcom glitzy AAA games.
Yeah, I guess.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be Capcom, but, like, remember how initially excited everyone's like, oh, Contra's back! Rogue whatever.
Rogue Core.
Rogue Core, yeah, and it was, like, exciting for a while. So stuff like that, like the Silent Hill announcements are, like, exciting for whatever whatever consoles that's coming to. So, having
we did it, by the way. There we go.
You.
Done.
I thought there was a bit more.
Yeah, those little revivals that aren't at a AAA scale are great, honestly. Yeah, I agree. Would love to see more of that. I think we'll see a new Battle Network, like, in the next couple years, honestly.
Is that, like, based on now? That's based on assuming that the Battle Network collection will do well. I assume it does.
It is a gut feeling based on, like, they have continued to name drop Battle Network in Mega Man general, like, interviews and panels at TGS's and such. Like, they're still saying the words Battle Network, which probably means some amount of thing. And just do it all at once. Bam. And then of course there is the collection coming out, and the collection has this little front end where there's like a 3D. Oh, I gotta play the song.
Okay, here. I don't know what it.
I think we have to play them in a certain order.
Oh, each one plays a section of it. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's the third one. The front end for the new Battle Network collection has a 3D Mega Man EXE model, and he like talks and he animates and stuff. And this is completely a gut feeling, because I appreciate that a 3D character model that animates with some new voice acting is not a full game. But hey, they got someone working on new Mega Man Battle Network assets, I don't know. I also feel like if Mega Man 12 was the next Mega Man project, unless it's dramatically bigger than 11, like, why haven't we seen it yet? Because it's been a fair few years now. So that kind of makes me think that
was also 2017.
I think it might have been.
Maybe 2018.
But it makes me think that Mega Man 12 was not the next big Mega Man project for that team. So maybe a new Battle Network? I don't know. We'll see anyway.
I was looking at the new, gameplay montage of, like, Mega Man X Corrupted.
Yeah.
And I was just, damn, I want Mega Man. Like, I'm done with regular Mega Man. Like,
Mega Man X is your friend now.
Yeah. No, it's fine, classic Mega Man, but it's like, there's more classic Mega Man than anything else, and the last game wasn't, and, as solid as 11 was, it wasn't exactly blowing me away either, so.
Yeah, it's good. But I get you, not thrilling or anything, just pretty good. Okay, so our actual main objective is back at the ziggurat. Where's my nearest teleporter? Here, I guess? Go to Hermit.
So there's only 2 sessions of this entire game where fast travel was used, because it took us this long to get this information relayed to us.
What a botch, but hey. I still would argue that I think it's bad UX design.
Everyone agrees.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. I don't need to argue this. You're right. But yeah, it would have been nice to figure that out earlier. But hey, I don't know. So it's completely gut feeling, but I think that'll get revived. Contra's a shame. The Rogue Core. It's like really an alright game, but
open that door.
Maybe calling it a Contra game was the wrong tact.
I think so.
It's a Contra game in the same way that, like, the PS2 games are Contra games, you know what I mean? When viewed from that lens, I think it doesn't look so bad. Especially when you consider that, like, I think it's the same game director as Contra 3.
Yeah, it was, which is crazy.
Yeah, like, when you view it through that lens of, like, it's the same staff. It's really them and what they want to do with Contra. Like, yes, is it a bastardization of Contra? Maybe. But it's bastardized by the guys who did it,
at least.
So I also think that sort of changes my perspective on it, because I at least respect that they were going for something different. But yeah, just not as good a game as you'd hope. And it has a weird, like, it has like a whole loot system for like weapons and stuff.
I remember it.
Yeah, and I think that wasn't a good tact for it. It has like a huge online multiplayer suite too that is incredibly impressive, and there's a lot of side modes and stuff. There's even like a soccer kind of side mode thing. But I just don't think that was what people wanted from Contra. And I don't think that's that too controversial an opinion.
I think just calling it Rogue whatever and would have been
just
fine. And see how people receive that, and then like let that team make a new Contra. Because when there's so many like good retro revivals, it's like it stood out like way worse.
Yeah, well, especially like it was coming out at a time when Konami was deservedly still, taking a lot of flack.
Yeah, like a lot of their really good collections hadn't even come out yet at that point. I don't think
this is true.
So even the goodwill from those, like especially like the Ninja Turtles Konami collection.
Yeah, well, yeah, digital eclipse. I mean, the gods, right? But
Yeah.
okay, is it just me or does this have a lot more health than the last one? I'm gonna game over. I'm a little concerned about this.
You'll be alright.
Hope so.
Just don't get hit.
Ah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Heartbreaker.
definitely gotta wait till you have less enemies to deal with. Can I just like?
You can just let that one guy stay there.
Is this doable? Yeah, okay. All right, we take those two. Yeah, the Ghosts and Goblins one is really cool. My least favorite thing about it is I'm not good enough to enjoy it.
Yeah, no,
You
very,
know?
very much the same.
Yeah, they did a lot of tasteful stuff to make it a little easier to play that I appreciate, but Ghosts and Goblins
It
has
almost
always
has
been a
too
little
much-
beyond me.
It almost has too much control over the difficulty that like I don't even want to use the easier stuff because I'm like, well, now I'm not playing Ghosts and Goblins.
Yeah, I know. You kind of feel shamed in that
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Chances of winning.
Yeah, has his chances increased?
No,
No. Oh yeah. No. Okay.
I have not run a simulation on our present circumstances either.
Ah, yeah. So you're saying there maybe is a chance.
I am saying we are in a desperate situation. The threat we face is beyond imagination.
For dramatic reasons, we're not going to run a new simulation.
Turn that despair of yours into hope. I won't disappoint.
See, if you like this, you'll like Danganronpa a lot, because that cutscene is what Danganronpa's about. It's great. I've been trying to convince Matt to play Danganronpa, and it was on sale on the Switch for like $3 the other day, the first game, and I could not do it.
Now,
Matt is,
I have games that I like been anticipating all year that I have bought and just haven't started or gotten anywhere close to even
yeah,
finishing.
boy.
Hurry up.
What the hell? That
I know
skipped.
that feeling. Now we got the intense music going too.
Yeah, here's a
Drama
cutscene now.
happened. Who is it? Who could it be?
Just here?
He's out. He's free.
You're not fast enough, so I found it for you.
Thanks, Eggman.
Go ahead and beat that giant.
I really like this. I really like the idea of, Eggman's reluctant working with Sonic
Yeah,
that
we
we
talked
kind
about
of
it
got into a little
time,
bit
'cause
last
they were
time.
hinting at it, yeah.
I kind of wish it started earlier in the game.
Yeah.
Now that I'm seeing them actually get to interact like that, and how Eggman's like, I know this is the right thing to do, even though I don't really want to. I kind of wish the game was more about that, to be honest. Like
Maybe after an initial battle at the first opening hours, then the rest of the game they have to work together begrudgingly.
Yeah, eh? Sage is a good conduit to getting that relationship to happen, and it's a shame
lubricate
that
it.
only happens. Yeah, exactly. It's a shame it only really comes together here in the 11th hour.
Damn. Alright, so I'm not sure this will be the... Well, Supreme seems like it could be the final boss, but we'll see.
If it is, that would be a shame, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I have a lot of rings going into this, which is good. Okay, let's
It
not
is,
bump
and
into those.
we weren't sure that we'd be getting to the final boss, perhaps.
Nice. Got a parry.
Did that? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, I guess so.
Yeah, we're
if it
good.
Initiated a cutscene.
Got a mash? No.
Nope.
Okay, I'm simply pushed away. I kind of like how these buffers just like bounce Sonic instead of taking
Yeah,
damage.
he's
left
like,
and
I
right.
just want to bounce Sonic at first.
Well, it kind of works with like how Supersonic is supposed to sort of feel or like maybe should feel super all powerful, where he's not getting like knocked over all the time, losing rings all over. It's just sort of like knocking you around, kind of. I find it kind of fits. Evangelion shit right there.
You have to remind me of this because
Yeah,
when I
that's
said
cool.
Sonic
Take a
should
screenshot.
go one level beyond. Nice.
On my console, I have it set to. Oh well.
Oh well.
Oh well. Next time I play through this game, our second LP,
when Sonic, I said he should go one level beyond Supersonic, and then someone said, "Well, do you mean Hypersonic?" And I was like, "Wait, what's Hypersonic? Is Hypersonic a thing?"
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Because that didn't strike me as immediately familiar.
I'm not a big enough Sonic mark to know.
Is that something from like Sonic CD that I don't remember?
Do you have your phone on you?
Not currently. It's
Damn.
over there. And we're in a boss fight, right? So I don't want to get up and distract you.
It's fair.
I'll look it up later during the credits.
Yeah. Or we'll forget, and you'll tell us in the comments below.
Yes.
There we go, now I'm doing it right.
Visually, that looks quite cool.
Yeah. That's cool how that has that little response there. So now he needs to move to the next phase because his health bar's not moving. I still think that's my best source of damage. Oh, yeah, there we go. Still cool.
Didn't take more additional damage yet, though. So yeah, maybe now this. Do you have to destroy these things?
Ah, damn it. Okay, here we
Oh,
go.
here we go.
Oh, the gun! Right, the gun! I forgot about the gun. It was in his first cutscene and then it went away. Oh, whoops.
Oh,
It's okay, do it again. Oh, it's okay, do it again. A third time. First try.
technically yes.
I'm trying to parry there, but no attack came.
Just kind of standing there.
There we go.
Does it need a prompt somewhere?
I'm like actually pressing triangle circle. Looking for the prompt. Fishing for it. He said frontiers in the song.
You get it. I should have clapped. Take your time, buddy. That can't be it. Unless this
So-
is what people were telling us.
I wonder if this is the spot where the credits roll on normal. Like I don't know.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, yeah, that,
Oh, okay.
that seems likely to me, but...
It's possible. We should look that up after because I'm curious to find out how underwhelming that is. Surely you would at least get this cutscene. So this one didn't get fucking demolished like the other ones where Sonic
destroyed.
flew right through them.
All we did was chase it out of its shell. It's
Okay.
retreating into space to regain its true form. Even Supersonic won't be able to stop it. I know what I must do. I must
Eggman gonna cry.
leave you.
I understand. Go. Fulfill your function.
Hurry, before it regains its full strength.
Ladies first.
Be careful, dear daughter.
Does he mean Sonic?
More of that. More of that. Okay, so we finished Uranos Island. It's cool, nice
Now we're,
framing.
now we're starting the
So-
sixth.
Are we gonna fight the
Landmass.
fake moon?
That's a cool title for
Yeah.
a final boss encounter.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to let him do it all over again? I need your help. We can end this. Please.
Is it gonna be?
I'm gonna start with
A
the shmup
shmup?
section. Yeah, light shot, dark shot. Yeah, okay.
Mortal, you have served your purpose.
All right, this is the mysterious voice.
Now face your end. consuming void.
Read this
Who?
subtitled.
Who are you? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. If this is the last boss, which I'm gonna go on a limb and say it's possible, definitely a little underwhelming from a narrative perspective. You know.
No. What do you mean?
Damn it. Oh, there's one of my 2 lives gone. Damn it.
It's like not taking damage until you do the shot.
I mean, it's taking a little, but just a smack roll. Not a good amount of damage.
It takes damage when you do that for sure.
Yeah. But here it's taking damage too. It's just so small.
Yeah.
It's clear that they want you to engage with the mechanic of like charging up your shot by breaking other bullets.
I can barely tell what it's saying.
I love how the boss just said I am infinite and I'm like, no you're not.
You're not.
I know who infinite is. You ain't him. So I mean you do a bit of shmup gameplay in this game.
So it's to prepare you for it.
Should I? Yeah, okay. But I gotta say, if you haven't played shmups before, this might be a little overwhelming, you know,
yeah, I was just
as a
thinking that.
finale. Yeah, like it might be a little difficult to proceed if you don't have a bit of experience there. Of course, I've played dozens of hours of the de facto modern day shmup Nier Automata, so I know what I'm doing, but... Speaking of great shmups coming back, did you see that Castle Shikigami 2 is coming out on the Switch?
I did see it.
Fucking rad. Get ready for some of the best voice acting to return.
Well, I can't believe, not a shmup, but I can't believe Osmond or / Cannon Dancer,
That's going to exist again,
that's
yeah.
coming out to the Switch.
Right? I mean, it is the era of, like, getting the back catalog
It is.
out again, which is dope. I really hope I don't die, because it is a bit of a long fight, and I wouldn't want to repeat it, I think.
Just end the video there.
End the series there. You never get the conclusion. Whew. Yeah, like, these bullet patterns are not, like... They're not too vicious, but they're definitely, like... Yeah, if you hadn't played shmups, I could see someone being pretty stonewalled by this. Fuck. Even, yeah, I mean, even I'm definitely losing lives, so... God, I don't want to repeat this. I'm cursing it, though.
Yeah, you are.
Matt is pre-laughing at me game overing here.
It's
He's warming up
nervous.
his snicker.
My tea kettle like laugh. Blah 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 blah. Oh, you get into the end of the end.
The health bar's not moving now, I think.
Fly me like a gnat.
I will fly about you like a gnat.
I am inevitable. I cannot be denied.
Thanos motherfucker over here.
Strike this incarnation with all your might. It changes nothing. You are not
Almost
brave.
ran right into
You
us.
are not victorious.
Oh my god. Yeah, these are not...
Still not taking damage.
These patterns are not a joke at this point.
You did put it on hard. This you do not get this boss fight on normal.
You're aware of that?
No, I'm just saying it. That's it has to be what it is.
Yeah, it has to be. Oh, can you just go through bullets of the right color when you're using that color?
That was a... Let's see where that puts you. It can't put you at the start of
It
it.
totally can, though.
You have served your purpose.
So I think one thing that I missed is when you're shooting the correct color, Like, if I'm shooting white, I can't be hit by white.
Yeah, I mean, that's the Garuga way.
I actually missed that bit, so I was just concerning myself with shooting them with the right color, thinking I would still take damage if I... Anyway, now I know. Doesn't make too much of a difference, but... Yeah, that was going pretty hard at the end there, eh? Like,
It was.
the bullet
and
patterns?
it was not taking damage at that point. So I
Yeah.
think you just had to outlast its attack pattern.
something like that,
And
yeah.
then you... I think it was at a chunk of health that you could probably, you know, when it had deemed it so, you could have...
There would have been an
done
event
whatever.
to...
An
yeah.
event, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. If this is the culmination of the final fight, I don't. I think having a section of this and being in the
Yeah.
giant mech that you just destroyed as Supersonic is cool thematically.
Scratch my head, sorry.
Got scratchy. Get a little scratchies.
Gotta.
I think it having a component of it, like a
Yeah,
phase.
that's
but if this,
cool.
But if this is the end and that
There's definitely...
on the title.
You know,
But-
I know there's certain bits where we tune out a little, but there's definitely an element of... Sorry, who are you again? Going on here for
yeah.
me? As well, and I think that's a little underwhelming.
Is that like the voice that started when you in Sonic's head that said you need to do this? Was it just this entity that was manipulating him the entire time?
Probably.
But that voice came in so infrequently. It's not like the great. It's not like the great twist in Mortal Kombat Deception's Conquest mode, where the guy's patron saint then says, "Oh, I was me, the Dragon King, all along."
The masterpiece of a script. It is a nice, like, scene, but, like, yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Like, it's just, as if this is the entire finale, it's like, alright, it's cool, I guess, but it does kind of smack of, like, I played Nier Automata, and now I think we can just do this again, you know? I don't know if you're aware of the finale of that game, but...
The actual finale, no.
No, well, there is a shmup component to it,
I would like to
say.
think so. Yeah.
But that one is very well presented, and it contextually, you're like, oh yeah, this makes sense, you know? Oh man, this wouldn't have been as stressful if I would have internalized the rule of, yeah, you could just go right through
Your
the...
points before still remain, like just looking at this and having like the rudimentary knowledge of, you know, most major shmups, this is on hard for sure. So if you want to put on hard, but at the same time, like, you know, a huge percentage of Sonic's fan base, I would imagine,
may
would
not...
not really appreciate this.
They haven't played Thunder Force 1 through 4
Yes.
necessarily.
That really good ride in You Know the One, I don't know.
Sonic Frontiers bundled with a copy of Dodonpachi. You have to clear it before you're allowed to beat Sonic Frontiers.
Before you even boot.
Instead of the game training you, we're gonna hire another game to train you.
Cut out the middleman.
You glitter. You fly about me like a gnat.
Okay, we're back to the net. You can just go all the way up there, huh?
Back to the shit talking.
I cannot be denied.
Man, that charges the meter like crazy.
Yeah, like crazy. But it's not taking damage from these yet, so I have to wait.
Sorry, I thought that was the big beam coming in.
Those dudes shoot up from out of nowhere.
No matter what form I take.
Okay, we might be going somewhere.
Maybe, hopefully.
I think this is further than I got last time.
Okay. Okay, now now he's just outside, I guess. That's pretty cool. I'll give it that. Oh, I thought he was like pushing Sonic from behind.
You do it.
Alright, no, that's just as good, I guess.
Now or never.
Yeah, throw him.
Oh, press stuff. Do stuff.
Hang on. There
He
you
was,
go.
he was adjusting himself on the couch.
Music could probably stand to have hit a bit more of a climax before this happened, but hey.
A little bit.
I guess we won, though. I thought he'd be doing the Yamcha pose in the crater.
Please, look after Father.
Sonic's like, I won't. I'd rather not.
Time to kill Eggman. I've got that gun Shadow gave me.
Well, at least all the friends are out of their anguish matrices.
Mm-hmm.
Knuckles is like, oh wait, you two are here too.
They have to live on this island until Tail invents a new plane. Till Tails invents a new plane.
Yes!
Oh, maybe Sonic can just fly them out. Until he runs out of rings over the Atlantic Ocean. Perfect screenshot right there. This is your desktop wallpaper for the next
Yeah.
decade.
Next decade. Yeah, absolutely needed more of this Eggman and Sage stuff. There was a little bit of it, but not nearly enough to make this moment feel a bit better.
As impactful as it could
Yeah, as
be.
impactful.
Yeah, because you get a smidge of it where it's just Eggman and Sage and Eggman's notes and stuff. But like, man, yeah, the last like 3 or 4 cutscenes with Eggman, it was like, ooh, yeah, give me whatever this juice is. Let me keep drinking it.
Give me a trough of that juice.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I have to tenuously agree that it's better than Forces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a average. Look, Forces is 4 hours at most.
It is short. Yeah,
Right.
it is brutally short. I will say.
I think this was maybe a bit too long, but I mean, you could say that because of how fast people play and whatever, and dragging out the islands more than they needed to be.
Yeah, definitely that third island was I did not find as enjoyable as the first, and the last one I found enjoyable actually.
Yeah, the
Uranus
last one
Island.
wasn't that. Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, granted, I was like skipping shit because of the fishing.
Yeah, I think I'll go back to what I said on our last session, whereas like this just seems really set up to be a much better sequel, because I do
Yeah.
think that like the general structure and what they're going for here was probably is good. I think you could definitely make something else like this, but obviously with some things of that are tuned up, like we've already talked about. Like I think just giving the islands or the landmasses beyond more identity, and not just like Unreal 4 open worlds.
And man, the skills,
And the skills is
the
like a big
skills, like unbelievable that you can get all the skills that early, and then it's just that whole economy just vanishes from the game.
Yeah.
Except the game still gives you XP all the time. Like,
But the combat itself is a solid thing you can build off of. I'd want to see more of that. I'd want to see Sonic like fighting. Like I'd like to see Sonic fighting Silver in that
Like
way.
this?
Like I'm not joking. Like fighting other Sonic bad guys or whatever, and the general story of this island never really captured me. And I know it's like, yeah, sometimes we disengage from what's going on, but I was not really that interested in seeing it because the Sonic characters all felt like they were thrown into this other crazy world that I have no real like connection with, and I like Sage though. I think that was a good addition.
Sage's all right. Yeah, I mean, after we got over the extremely long hump of her being just standoffish kind of
go
opponent,
away.
yeah, which wasn't very interesting. Like, yeah, it took an upturn narratively in the last act. The Eggman stuff was actually a nice element. I wasn't really expecting to go that way, you know, and that was satisfying, but early on, yeah, there was nothing there.
It's like all the components are kind of there, but didn't exactly melt together perfectly. But it's one of those things where it's like just them sussing out how like an open world-ish Sonic would be probably took the majority in getting this to run on all the consoles that it's available on.
Yeah, I mean, the Switch...
all that stuff.
Yeah, the Switch definitely, you know, would have been limiting for a game like this. And, I mean, looking at what came out, it's like... I think it could be looking and running a little better than it is, but getting this game to ship on, 7 platforms at once is a fucking miracle.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Because it's on
5.
PS4, Xbox One.
Series S, Series X.
Yeah, the Series S version,
Switch,
technically
PC.
slightly different. Anyway, 6 platforms, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, kind of a miracle that they managed to do that at all. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's fun, but yeah, I don't know that I think we played 12 hours.
I think we very much had a honeymoon phase on the first island.
Yeah.
It was exciting and stuff. Oh, here we go.
Definitely. The game opens well, for sure.
So, that was fun.
It was alright.
7 on 10.
We were stuck in anguish cubes.
I know you all have big plans.
You're gonna hardly recognize me when we see each other again.
Tails cuts off one of his tails.
Make a road trip out of it.
It'll be
Sticks,
good to
nice.
relax my island. At least for a while.
We're wasting daylight. Let's go.
I definitely feel like whoever wrote the dialogue had a bit of a mission to have as many little Sonic references in there as possible.
Yeah, that would be Ian Flynn there, the comic book writer.
Did he do the dialogue as well, or did he
Sure.
just do the... Okay, because I know he did the overall story or whatever.
No, I think he was just in charge of dialogue.
Yeah,
maybe.
okay.
That's what a comment said or whatever, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, them just saying, hey, Sticks, and like...
Angel Island.
Knuckles saying Angel Island. It's like, I want this, but in that stuff.
Or like, I don't know, I want them to say stuff with substance, you know, like... Because it definitely comes off a little like ATSTs, you know. But, you know, I mean, I can't deny that I see people on Twitter being like, oh my god, they talked about this. And part of me is like, oh my god, read a book. But part of me is also like, well, clearly people like it, so... Yeah,
I mean, it's going to get pops at least, you know, 50,
Yes.
60% of the time, so I can't
It is.
begrudge anybody for wanting to do that type of stuff, and like, you know, it's fine.
Yeah.
Overall, some like minor things, but that's what
Director of Sonic Lore and Creative Strategy. Anyway, sorry, go on.
That's cool.
Good title.
I was going to say that it almost seems like the conversations with your friends had not a lot to do with the story in general. It was like just mini things, mini tasks, I would say. And we, you know, occasionally like, oh, the Cocos, blah, blah, blah. And like,
They were side stories, like, all the way through, which I think is fine, but I also think they weren't very interesting either. You know, it was,
I think that
there were glimmers of interesting bits in their side stories, but, you know.
But then it come back to, like, that honeymoon phase on the island where we were just talking like mad about, like, oh, you got brought over here, and like, oh, what's this?
Mm-hmm.
And there was like a super sense of discovery that does not get continued in the subsequent islands. It's the same thing over and over, and like a lot of open world games kind of have that, but it's like almost the inverse of like something like Elden Ring. Now I'm not saying like
or
this
like
should
Breath
be
of the Wild
compared to Elden Ring, but that same sense of discovery continues throughout the entire game because you're like, what is this?
Well, there's design ideas that you can compare directly, like Elden Ring and Breath of the Wild and stuff. I would argue reuse their content more elegantly across the world.
Okay, yeah.
Because they're, you know, ultimately, like, yeah, you finish one area in either of those games, you've seen 80% of the mechanics you're going to see in the open world. But they do a good job reusing them elsewhere, and in Sonic Frontiers, I don't feel the same way. I feel like the subsequent islands introduce extremely little, and they don't reuse them in necessarily interesting ways. Like, you know, a rail is a rail, and there's only so many different corkscrews that I can take. Like it doesn't matter how swoopy it is, it's the same mechanic. And once it's swoopy, it's aesthetically pleasing, but it removes the gameplay potential of multiple rail. You know, like it's...
That's why we made special note of that underground temple area that we're like, oh, cool, more things like this, please.
Yeah.
Because 90% of the game is a flat expanse of Earth that has rails in the air.
And floating platforming challenges that are... They blend together really hard.
So I think if they were given whatever, you know, there was a rush to pad out the game or whatever, the reasoning was that, you know, with this technology in place of you know, everything they worked on here, that, again, a sequel would better leverage all these ideas and make more interesting levels or worlds or hubs or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because I do think, like, having experienced this with you, it's like, yeah, I could see playing through something like this again that's just a bit more interesting, that's all.
Yeah, me too. I would.
I don't immediately want to go back to like Sonic Forces just on rails, speed levels the entire way. Like I'm still good.
Yeah. In this game, I wonder how much it needed the speed levels, you know? Like I kind of feel like we're playing two games at the same time and just...
Going back, I think I said at the very start when we started, I'm like, oh, I'm so thankful that those are in there.
Yeah, and I felt that way too.
Yeah.
But at the end of it,
changed.
I don't know. I would think...
Yo, what up?
Theoretically,
supporting friends and family.
I would think theoretically, like, if the islands were good enough, you wouldn't need to have the speed levels stapled to the side of the game. Or, like, it would be neat if they were incorporated in the islands a bit better. Like, they take place underground or floating in the sky. But they're actually levels. They're not just little rail platforming sections.
They get transported to, yeah. I guess they thought it was the same thing as, like, you know, Sonic Adventures or whatever. Like, here's a giant portal to an action stage. Then we just go in, and then you get transported, and then you go back to the hub. I think that's kind of the idea there, but it just, you know.
Yeah. And I think a part of me has to accept also that, like, now I've played, like, 5 or 6 games with this, like, quote-unquote modern Sonic speed setup, and it's like, it's not new anymore. It's not. It's kind of lost some of that for me. Is he building a new sage?
Father?
That's my girl.
There's
Something like
your
that.
Sonic Frontiers 2 setup. Eggman becomes way evil.
Which is fine. Which is fine to have, like, you know, a Sonic I don't know if you call it Sonic Frontiers 2. Well, I guess you could.
Oh, look at that. We got a little level selector here now for all the classic stages.
That's handy, actually.
That is
cool.
cool.
To just better your scores.
Yeah, I like that. Well, that's Sonic Frontiers.
It is.
It was an interesting game. I'm glad I played it. Again, whether I think it's the best Sonic game, the best 3D Sonic game, I don't know. I don't think I would say best 3D Sonic game, which I know some people would say. Better than Forces? Like, yeah, I guess it is. I guess it's better than Forces.
That's a great back of the box quote from you.
Yeah, right. It's not bad by any means, this game, but I do. Yeah, the repetition for me hit, and
I think another 3 to 6 months would have improved it. Not like dramatically, because it's just a lot of, some jank with just physics and getting things to work correctly, and just getting the islands a bit more in line with maybe what they were originally planning. But that certainly would have helped.
Yeah,
but the core idea would have stayed the same no matter what, how much time you gave them.
For sure. There's definitely stuff that, like, yeah, I agree. Man, I wasn't expecting the game to just end right here, by the way. I thought we would have more stuff to do around the island, but...
Get more Sage Love. There's a lot more.
Right? On the...
Fishing, though.
On the first island... Me and Matt were looking at this earlier, just before we started.
Fishing.
Fishing was great. Yeah, like this unused... This was the wrong island.
No, I thought it was.
Oh, no, this is the wrong version of this island.
Yeah,
I'm on the Rhea Island that uses the top half of here. Mm-hmm. And then there's also the... Kronos Island.
Kronos.
The first island, right? That only uses the bottom half, and it definitely feels like what happened here. Was this intended to be one singular island before? You can even see there's sort of a path to get to the second half.
I think so. I think that's what people were saying.
Yeah, and like on that other map we were just on, like that section of the game where it's like, do these 6 or 7 towers? It's like, what are we doing here? This isn't... And then the finale boss, it's like, what are we doing here? So, I do think that, like, there's low-level problems where it's like, yeah, the content, for me, repeats way too much. And I've personally found a lot of the fights were, like, not necessarily all that fun past a certain point. But there's high-level stuff, too, where it's like, what are we doing here? What is this boss? Why is the story weirdly lopsided and, like, a little underwhelming? Like, there's... early stuff that probably should have been nailed down better. Besides the fact that they obviously had to rush to the finish a little bit, which sucks, and that I can forgive.
Again, it really does remind me of, like, here's this idea that we have, and, like, we have this amount of time. What is this? What is that that DLC island?
Right. This is the entire DLC map.
Right. And just here's our first go at making this type of thing, and, like, we just, there was enough time to nail down everything we wanted, but again, maybe a sequel can realize all those things, and I'd be interested to see it. I'd also like to see what that story DLC is, and if it's something of significance, I could see us taking a look at it.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I will be out of the country when it comes out.
For years.
For 2 years. So that might be a little complicated logistically, but I hope they add more. If you still play as Sonic, I hope they add more skills, because this is one complaint.
They're going to take away.
They're going to remove skills and give you back your skill points. I won't back down on this, though. This is...
It's I've never seen an issue like this in any game I can ever think of.
It's so rough. Like, really, you should have been able to spend those skill points on the attack and the defense and the rings and shit once you were
we talked about this before.
We did.
Yeah, that's
the
thing that makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
But I guess we reached some new frontiers. I think so in general.
Oh, you've been working on that one for 16 episodes, huh?
Clearly I didn't.
Thank you for having me on to do this.
My pleasure always.
Apologies again, guys, for the rough beginning to this LP. Losing all that footage was a fucking nightmare. And the rough middle
and the rough end.
And the rough middle and the rough end. For sure. I'm glad I played it. I did not hate this game.
It's better than Sonic Forces.
I guess.